Do you know that some of the most monumental buildings of the past and even the grandest houses today are built with clay right now? And not just houses. Roads, too. When combined with modern techniques, clay becomes a powerful material of strength and beauty, creating structures that are not only sustainable, but also a testament to the wisdom of the earth.
Baba Dirisu sits on a low stool, surrounded by children on woven mats and curious adults leaning against the tree's massive trunk. The atmosphere is light, filled with chirping birds and distant laughter. Adjusting his stool with a playful grin, Baba Dirisu begins.
Ah, my children, have you noticed how people today spend fortunes to make their homes unlivable? First, they build houses that trap the heat, then spend even more money to cool them down. When the cold comes, they build houses that let the chill in and then spend again to heat them up. It's like playing hide and seek with comfort and losing every time.
The children giggle and the adults chuckle knowingly. Baba leans forward, his eyes twinkling.
But our ancestors, eh? They knew better. Let me tell you why they chose clay, bamboo, and straw over all these so-called modern materials. Whether they built small mud huts or grand compounds, they did so with intention and wisdom passed down for generations. Shall we journey down this memory lane together?
The children nod eagerly, and Baba begins tapping his staff on the ground as he speaks. The wisdom of clay, bamboo, and straw.
First, clay is a gift from the earth herself. It keeps you cool in the heat and warm in the cold. Do you know what that means? No air conditioners, no heaters, no monthly bills making you sweat harder than the sun.
He gestures to the group, drawing them into the imagery.
When you sit inside a clay house during the hot season, it feels like sitting inside the Creator's gentle embrace. And when the cold winds howl, the clay keeps you warm, like your grandmother wrapping you in a big hug. No matter the season, the house remains in harmony with nature because it is made of nature.
Baba points to a distant field where bamboo sways in the breeze, grinning mischievously.
And bamboo? Ah, it's like the palm wine of building materials, light but strong, flexible but reliable. You can bend it, twist it, and it holds firm like a loyal friend, ready to weather any storm. Even if the winds of the Sahara roar, your bamboo house will remain steadfast, a true guardian against the elements.
He raises an eyebrow, adding a playful touch.
And straw? It's like the perfect hat for your roof. It blocks the sun's fiery heat, keeping the inside cool, and when woven tightly, it's as if nature herself stitched a blanket to guard against rain. Tell me, does your iron sheet roof do that? No. It just invites the sun to cook you alive.
He lets out a hearty laugh. A young boy raises his hand, his voice curious.
But Baba, aren't clay houses too old-fashioned for today?
Laughing heartily.
Old-fashioned? My child, do you know that some of the most monumental buildings of the past and even the grandest houses today are built with clay right now? And not just houses. Roads, too. When combined with modern techniques, clay becomes a powerful material of strength and beauty, creating structures that are not only sustainable, but also a testament to the wisdom of the earth. So, is it old-fashioned, or is it timeless? Roads built with clay last longer, cost less, and breathe life into the land instead of choking it with chemicals and concrete? These, your ancestors knew too well. Do not follow those whose conditions are different from yours to influence how you live. Follow the road that leads to your own home. If you follow someone else's road, you will not arrive your own home. For the tropical regions, building materials such as these, clay, bamboo, and straw, is the most sustainable for humans and the environment. Our ancestors understood profoundly that the Creator, in His boundless wisdom, provided everything we need to sustain ourselves within the environment He placed us. From the very earth beneath our feet He ensured balance, abundance, and harmony for all.
He leans closer, lowering his voice to a conspiratorial whisper.
But shh! Don't tell the companies that sell cement. If everyone knew how good clay is, they'd lose all their customers.
The children burst into laughter, and the adults nod with amused smiles. Why our ancestors chose nature. Baba straightens up, his tone more serious.
Do you see, my children? Our ancestors weren't foolish. They didn't build with clay, bamboo, and straw because they were poor or lacked choices. They built that way because they were wise. They understood that the earth gives us everything we need, materials that are strong, sustainable, and kind to both the land and our pockets.
He pauses, his gaze sweeping the group.
And what happens when these natural houses are no longer needed? They return to the earth without polluting it. But these modern houses, he gestures with mock horror, they sit there for centuries, becoming a nuisance. They are like a tick, refusing to leave its host.
A teenage boy raises his hand, his expression troubled.
But, Baba, some people mock us for living in mud huts. My brother in the city says we have to show off big mansions to prove we're modern.
Nodding thoughtfully.
My child, when the world laughs at what has sustained us, it's up to us to know our worth. Never abandon the walking stick that supports you simply because of mockery. Without it, you may find yourself helpless, relying on others to carry you forward. Just as in the past, our mud huts and modern mansions can coexist in harmony. Imagine building our modern mansions using the same materials as our mud huts: clay, bamboo, and straw, merging the timeless wisdom of our ancestors with the demands of the present. Imagine how we'd stand out. This fusion would make us truly unique, standing out with our identity deeply rooted in our ancestral heritage and in harmony with nature.
He pauses, letting the words sink in.
Always trying to prove you are not what people say you are is like being the sunflower turning to the sun, forgetting that you are the sun. Think on this, my precious ones. Remain in your center and let others turn to you. When you embrace your heritage, you will no longer be mocked. Instead, they will seek the warmth of your wisdom. So, the next time you think about building a house, ask yourself, do I want a house that works against nature or one that dances with it? Do I want to fight with unnecessary expenses or live in harmony with the earth? The choice is yours, but remember, the earth always wins in the end.
He smiles warmly. The children clap, the adults chuckle, and Baba leans back with a satisfied sigh.
Now go, my children, and tell the world what you've learned. Build wisely, live simply, and honor the wisdom of our ancestors.